Hey, it's Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it's Tuesday. It's November 6th. This will be our chart lesson for today, and it was voting day in the U.S. and unfortunately, it took me almost all morning to vote this morning, and so I didn't trade at all today, and I didn't get back in the office till after lunchtime, so I didn't trade at all. Looks like maybe everybody was out voting. I don't know. This is probably the worst trading day I've seen in a long time with the volatility we've had lately. And it looks like I didn't miss anything. So looks like there just wasn't much going on really at all here. We're just going sideways, and you really just, when you're right in the middle of the range like that, you really need support off one side or resistance off the other. And I don't see any really good resistance here. And there's not many good signal bars either. So maybe it's because I didn't load this till late in the afternoon too. So I'm just kind of looking at historical data here, and sometimes it doesn't look quite as good as live data. I don't know why that is, but it just seems that's the way it generally is on a chart. But it won't take long today. We'll go through these trades real quick, and I'm going to wrap it up. And but just not much going on. You can see here at 7 o'clock or so, we were just kind of jumping up and down here. I don't see anything that you really want to risk here. Finally, we got a little bit of a reversal pattern. I don't even like this one because your reversal really happened here at the EMA, and you're way away from the EMA by the time you get to here. There is a trend line. You can draw off those first two, and it does confirm that trend line. But you're going, and it is a breakout pullback long. I don't have it on here, so that's another reason. But preferably you want to see this pull back to the EMA and test it and go higher. But with this trend line here, maybe it couldn't get back. So at least has to be green, but I'm not crazy about making it blue because you're just going, you've really kind of got two legs up and you're going long there right into the highs. And it's not a good place to go long without a nice reversal pattern. And I wouldn't call that a nice reversal pattern. So up here, it really is a spiking channel. And you could have argued for a couple of these like here. You could argue for one here. Um, you might even argue for one right in here. This one for sure. By the time you got to this one, it looks pretty good. You've got a double test there, and you really got a double top there. So first entry, second entry. So that's the one I really like. You still are kind of sideways there, but you can tell the support, and this has been a strong trend. And now you're back to the EMA, so that's the only reason I like that one. Quickly you reverse. Now you got a break. You got a new high. You make a lower high here, and it actually broke higher and went out the other side. I don't think I would wait and go short right there, but when it went out the other side, it would have worked either way. But you're really getting down here a lot lower if you wait till the close of that one. Since it broke higher there, the better way to play it would be when it went out the other side. But you could have played that one either way, really. And then you got a little pullback that confirmed this trend line that maybe, but notice it never broke lower. And you actually get a close outside. And so this trend line really never gets confirmed. So really you've already got two legs down. So I'm hesitant with that one. It's a really big bar. If it would have broke higher and went out the other side, maybe, but you got to go short right there at that low, and you don't have enough room to get out. And you see what happens. It went exactly to those lows and it bounced, and that's why you got to be careful there. And when it bounced, um, now you got a failed second entry short and a fairly bullish bar, and so I like that one. Hoping you'd go back and test the high again. Didn't quite do it. It was a scalp, but then you're just kind of sideways. I don't like that. But now look how you drop down here. So now you've got one leg, a little two-legged correction. And so I would at least look for a possible measured move and then maybe a bounce. And you can see that. We actually went a little further than a measured move. And notice what happens is you get this higher low. You made that low. If you really want to be aggressive, you could try entering there because it's so far away from the EMA, but I'd wait and see if you got a higher low, which comes here. You still got a good ways back to the EMA, so I like that one. you really hope this one takes off. Then you got a correction in the middle, and this is just all congestive looking. I'd just stay out of this. If this would have made a higher low, maybe. But now by this time you can start to see when you were over here, you didn't really have this break in here, and you didn't really have a channel yet. Now it's starting to get pretty obvious we got a channel, and you can see this midline playing both sides of the line. So you got to be real careful getting long or short right in the middle there. And so that's the reason I don't like any of those. They finally break higher, and now you've got a double test of this high and a big bearish bar a long way away from the EMA. Go short right there. You do bounce off the low side, but you don't get a very good signal bar, and then you're just kind of going sideways again in here. And I just really don't see anything. Once you start to get 2 or 3 and a doji in there, you got to be real careful. And there is a failed second entry short there, but it's right into that midline. You want to see it break higher and come back and test that and then go higher like it did right here. Now you got a nice bullish bar that tested that and couldn't get through, and it's going higher, and that's a good place. Now we get a little failed breakout the top. You come back here and you get a lower high with a nice bearish bar, but look at it holding right on that trend line still. You did get a close outside of it here, but I would wait and see if you get a failed second entry short or long, and you do actually get that here, and it actually broke higher and turned and went out the other side. Just go short when it breaks through right there. I don't think I would have waited here. If I did wait here, I'd let it break lower and see if I couldn't get a limit order back up in here. It worked either way. You get a lower high here that actually holds on the resistance up here, but the bar is too bullish here. Then now you're right back into this one. This one does give a little push through and a weak pullback that looks like a test, but it doesn't quite get back to it. But it is a higher low, so you might consider that one. Again, I'm not crazy about it. I'd like to see it come back and test that and hold and give you a real bearish bar, which that's fairly bearish. So at this point you would think it's headed down to here, but it's not back to the key entry point really. It's not back to it didn't get back to here, it didn't get back to the EMA. Just a little bit risky there to try to take that, but I'll mark it green because it is a failed second entry long, and prices did push through the midline and pull back. It's just not an ideal. I can't get that thing to line up for whatever. There we go. And the bottom just fell out that time. Then we bounced over here. You get a failed second entry long here, but or failed second entry short, I should say, not long. I keep saying them backwards here for some reason. That's a failed second entry short when it broke higher. If you'd have taken that one, you'd have got burned. Again, you've got a correction here, and really this trend line's still in play. You want to see at least 2 legs of correction or something here, or something that holds on this side that's more bullish. And you just don't get that. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I don't think I would have risked that. And there just wasn't anything. I mean, it just was a really weak day. And like I said, maybe everybody's out voting. I don't know, but not a very good day, to say the least. So, yeah, there's not much else to talk about. So I'm not even going to beat around the bush on this day. I'm kind of glad I wasn't here to trade it, because it would have been frustrating. And when you got to wait this long, I mean, it's almost 9 o'clock before you really start to get a couple of trades going here. I mean, that's a long time, 7 to 9, 2 hours to sit there, and sometimes you get frustrated and you force a trade. And of course, like I said, up here, you could justify probably, there's a second entry right there. You could probably justify that one. I'm going to leave them green, but because they're aggressive, but you've at least got a key entry point here. You can see that trend line working. There's no doubt with all those bounces up through there's a key entry point. But why isn't it taking off? And notice how far you are away from the EMA. So it took a while before people decided they wanted to buy this thing working up through here, because they didn't want to get trapped in here and let it pull back to the EMA, because that's what generally happens. So anyway, I'm not going to beat around the bush today. I'm just going to wrap this thing up, and I'm going to get out of here and just basically say I had a semi day off today. But we'll be back again to do it tomorrow. Maybe things will pick back up tomorrow. But I'm done for today. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.